Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Why are you laughing?
your your change of energy is just insane.
It's because I'm a good host, man, you know?
No, it's good. It's good. As it's supposed to be.
100%. Welcome back to another episode of the Scale Developer Showcase. Guys, we have an incredible group joining us, 3 amazing builders across the Scale ecosystem. But before we jump directly into that, Manel, how you doing, man?
Pretty good. Excited as always. We just have coming in new and good projects on Scale. So yeah, super excited to talk with them.
100%, 100%. You've been building, you've been doing a lot as well. We got some incredible things that's going to be coming out in the next couple of weeks, next couple of months.
Yeah.
Dude, builders stay building.
A lot of work, but it's a good thing.
And you work? It's crazy. I never thought you did anything. You know, I thought you just sat there.
Fortunately, we are in this AI era that enable us to build I don't know, 5 times more, 10 times more. So yeah,
it's great. It's great, but it's also scary. You know, we're all going to be replaced one day.
Yeah, just replace me. I don't care.
But let's jump straight into it. Our first guest, let's pull him on up. Oh, Jess, how you doing, man?
Hello, nice to be here. I'm good. How are you too?
Can't complain. Actually, I could complain. There's a lot to complain about, but you know, nothing professional. Manel?
Just in general, all good. All going super well. I'm super excited to talk with Ojas today. Ojas, sorry. How you pronounce it?
Ojas.
Ojas. Okay, perfect.
So Ojas is joining us from Lineth Labs. Why don't you give us a little bit of an introduction about yourself and, of course, Lineth?
Of course. Well, so I'm Ojas, and I have experience in building DeFi protocols, be it wallets, be it payment systems, and just Rails, a lot of stuff. And we're building Lineth. So basically, like you were talking about, AI is taking over the world, and one day it might replace us. But well, leaving that aside for now, the topic is you see so many agents coming up these days, right? You wake up, you see millions of agents around you. There's so much stuff happening, but if you were to use any, how can you trust one blindly, right? And on Scale and other platforms as well, or wherever we look on X, we see that the end goal is agentic economy, right? You want the agents to transact on your behalf. You want to delegate them tasks or tokens, but in order for you to do that, you have to trust them somehow, right? You can't just blindly be like, oh, agent X, you take my money and do whatever you like. If you don't trust them, obviously it won't end very well, right? So that's why we came up with Lineth. So we're like a trust protocol for agentic systems or agents. So we give them a trust score based on multiple factors. That's our background.
Mm-hmm. Pretty cool. Yeah. I've seen your platform. I still have it on my pipeline to fully test it. But from what I've seen, it's very, very cool. Yeah. Can you talk a bit more about that, the Lineth platform, what you build? I know you maybe you can do that through while you're doing the demo. But yeah, I think
for sure.
Everyone here and our audience will be delighted.
Let me share my screen.
100%. And while you're doing that, I think it is important, with that, to your point, so many agents out there, you never know who to trust, especially in this day and age where everyone's trying to make the quick bag. But let's take a look at the platform to see how, we stop that.
And the reality, we are so soon at this that it's impossible not to get scammed here and there. We are just in building phase. So
100%.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right, let's jump straight into it. So this is our platform. In our platform, you can explore. We're obviously built on top of ERC 1004, which is at low level, it's like a database for agents where you can find agents and you can search them, delegate them tasks and whatnot. So we have you can explore agents on our platform. So you can go through all the agents on ERC 1004. We have many networks. We obviously support Scale as well, but every other mainnet you could think of, we support, and we give them a trust score, which is obviously our main thing. So jumping straight into it. So for example, this agent, Redstone agent, right? let's look into this, right? Scroll down. So how we give feedback is basically, our feedback is a combination of going through the history. So ERC 1004 has like a feedback event as well. So others can give feedback to this agent. You know, you have like many factors how you can make feedback upon. Reachable, is the owner verified, uptime, etc. and whatnot, right? So we go through the feedback and the wallet history. For example, this wallet, we go through the history of this wallet to like just check if the wallet is civil or not. And the better the feedbacks are and how we assess it, and the better the score it gets, the better the score the agent gets. And simply like higher the confidence is, higher likely you are to be able to use that agent. Similar goes to the rating. Now, jumping to the interesting stuff, right? So you can search for your agents, pretty cool, right? And then you can even make your agents here. You can register them on ERC 8004 directly from our platform. You can, you know, put your agents in, description, and you know, I'm not going to register one, but you can give endpoints to your agent, so you know it's callable. And obviously we have multiple networks here as well, as you can see. So you know, the cool thing about Scale, which I think is, you know, as ERC 8004 is maturing and we see these so many agents in the void, but obviously they would need to change states, right? Agents. So for example, if an endpoint changes, they would have to go through the whole registration flow again. But the good thing with Scale is we're going to implement like a zero gas agent registration state. So whenever someone changes anything about the agent, they don't have to pay for gas. So it's going to be pretty seamless. You barely have to deal with signatures or paying gas. All you do is just change something and it's there. That's something I really like about Scale, which we're soon going to implement. Apart from that, right, I've seen like you guys have X402 as well, micropayments, which is a very important aspect of this agentic economy. So let me jump into one of our main features as well. So basically, it's pretty cool. Like you can look at agents, you can find them, but if you can't use them, what's the point, right? That's what we think about. So on our platform, you can actually use these agents. So I'll show you this. Oh, look, that's our platform agent. So for example, Pythagoras agent, Pythagoras agent, which is pretty clear by the name. It is for, you know, asking math questions. So you chat with the agent. So with our platform agent, obviously you can find the agents, you can talk to the agent in natural language, you can ask it questions, relevant questions. So just have a look and we'll see what it does. I'm going to ask for the derivative of e to the power x, and let's see what it does. So obviously it's going to take an X402 payment because it's configured with X402. We're going to pay with our wallet. And again, we're going to use Scale here because, you know, it's pretty frictionless and less gas. Even not less gas, we're just going to get rid of gas. You know, account abstraction is a very big thing these days. We pay with X402, we give it a few seconds.
Yeah, on my side, I can see I think it's. I'm not sure if it's stuck or you're not sharing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me. Oh, you might be on another screen. I think you're only sharing that one.
No, I can see the mouse was.
Yeah. Let me try again.
But the others we were able to.
Fun. Before the show started, we were talking about technical difficulties.
But I'm not sure.
Do you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So again, as always, I'll just go through it really quick. We find this agent, Pythagoras agent, on ERC 8004. It's registered on Scale. Now we're going to chat with the agent. Chatting is like, again, as I said, it's pretty cool. You can find agents, but how good are they if you can't even use them, right? Yeah. So here, I'll give you a walkthrough of us using. Of anyone using the agent via our platform agent, which is just making A2A calls, MCB calls, or whatever the endpoint is configured.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask the derivative of e to the power x to this agent, and let's see. We're going to pay with X402 here because the agent is configured with that. And how we want to use Scale is via X402 because we're going to abstract away the gas, and X402 is pretty straightforward to implement on Scale. I've gone through the docs multiple times. It seems pretty easy and genuinely very useful. And in a perfect world where agentic economy is big, we would love to use X402, right? Imagine just paying for what you need to do instead of subscription or whatever going on. So yes, that's our agent made an A2A call to this specific agent, which returned with the answer. And it's pretty cool, right? You can pay with X402 for a single prompt or multiple prompts rather than subscribing to it or doing whatever with it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I have a quick question. Is it possible, or at least do you plan to do it like a next feature, like to be able to prepay for more, like do a bigger X42 payment, just because so that the user doesn't need to make like a payment every time he's
yeah, like an escrow system. Yeah, that
exactly
can be done.
Okay.
You can delegate it like, probably 10 USD and it can keep charging from that until you're finished. Yeah. That can be done. Definitely. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
yes,
I have another question. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you can go ahead.
No, I forgot it. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Right. So again, you can explore agents, you can chat with the agent and and the trust score. Now the question is, how do we give trust scores and what makes us worthy of giving the trust scores, right? That is a very important question. Now I would like to take you here directly. So there are multiples of agents in the void. We weighted by wallet age, transaction volume, if they've staked against their reputation or not. And this so this is how the agent spec looks like as of now. They're just rated without having a proper reputation. It can be similar, like one wallet can give multiple feedbacks and you would think, oh, this agent is amazing, but how would you know if it's just one wallet spamming it with multiple feedbacks, right? But how we do it is as I said, we go through the wallet history, which analyzes if one wallet has spammed it. If not, then obviously we weight it higher. So you get a really good trust rating, which makes it believable for you to use the agent. Obviously, that is upcoming. We have more features coming, right? I gave you a demo. And again, why Scale? Scale zero gas is something that really attracts me. It's a very cool feature. I would love to implement it. So what's next is you would have heard of ERC 8183 as well, which is like an agentic escrow system, pretty much. The way you can stake against the agent's reputation until it does your task. And agent creation, as of now, you can only configure an agent's endpoint on our platform. But imagine a world where you can you just bring your API keys and then you can make an agent right there. And we curate the endpoint handling. We make the MCP endpoint. So it's like you don't have to be a dev in order to create an agent on our platform, basically.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, for now, correct me if I'm wrong, but you cannot. Isn't working already like to create an agent and then interact with an agent through an API on your on project? Is it ready already, or is just internal platform?
So, for example, this Redstone agent, this one, let's give it a second to load. It has an endpoint already configured.
Okay, already has an okay.
So we call this exact endpoint. But the issue with this is many agents, mostly all agents, don't have a working endpoint. And that is a pain point because not everyone is a dev, and right, things can go wrong. Like, we have technical issues here. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yes. So
true. The future will be like, sure, the devs will build on top of that, and then we'll just give to the normal users. Let's say this way to just play and enjoy agents. Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Any questions? Any more questions?
I have one question, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Do you when you create an agent, are you already using the 8004 on Scale base, or is still just on base chain yeah, when you create an agent, you register the agent on 8004, right?
Yes.
And are you registering on which chain are you registering? Like for Scale base, are you registering on the 8004 on Scale, or
yes?
Okay, got it.
So we have multiple chains user can register on, so they can select whatever they want, be it Scale base or any of the others. We'll have a feature soon where you can select multiple chains, so you just input everything once and you can register on multiple chains singularly.
Perfect. Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't know you already were supporting the Scale base 8004. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yes, the Pythagoras agent, which I actually called, is registered on Scale.
Cool.
Amazing. Well, Ohas, we really appreciate you taking the time to showcase the product, the project. Before we move on, anything further you wanna put out there?
Well, I would just say that agentic space is really cool. There's new things coming every day, but to me and the other devs out there, we just have to make more agents, which is like more user friendly and easy to use by the normal public as well. I think we should look at a perspective of our grandparents being able to use agents rather than just us being able to use them. That is an ideal world where agentic economy will boom. That's all.
I call it the drunk grandma test. Can my drunk
Precisely.
grandmother do it? And then I always get corrected by Sawyer, who goes, she doesn't have to be drunk. She can just be the grandma. Yeah, no. But Ohas, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it. And we are, super excited to see what you continue building on Scale.
Thank you, guys. Lovely speaking here.
Likewise.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was cool. I like that. A lot.
Yeah, pretty cool. Like I said, like I told you, like we have so many good projects building on us.
We do have so many big projects,
Yeah.
and because we're about to. I've not actually. We've never had this many people before. Who is
What?
about to jump on stage?
Oh,
So
okay. I
many.
didn't know.
Oh
about
yeah,
it.
you can't see.
Yeah.
We got so many. But the question is, are they ready? Let's pull up the team over from One Shot API. Oh, boom. There's one. There's two. And there's three. Hey guys, how you doing?
Hey, good to see you guys.
Hey guys.
How you doing today?
Pretty well. What about you?
We brought the whole team, so you got everybody.
You got
You got the
everyone.
whole company on the call.
Amazing. Well, guys, we really appreciate you joining us. So let's kick things off. Who should we send it? See, it's three people. I don't know who to send it to. Well, let's just do a round of intros. We'll start with Todd. Todd.
Sure. My name's Todd. I'm the CEO and co-founder of One Shot API, and I've actually worked with Matt and Charlie at previous companies before this. We've worked together for a number of years, but my background is in aerospace engineering, but I've been working in crypto since 2019, so I'm here for the love of the game.
Amazing. Damn, bro. Why did you leave aerospace engineering, man?
All about
It's
all
just
about
a
the
little more
bucket.
dynamic. Things happen a little happier. Things happen a little faster in crypto, actually, I think, than aerospace.
You're not wrong. We crypto and AI moves faster than anyone can even imagine.
It takes time to build a ship, right?
Yeah. I think we're still waiting on that one from SpaceX. Wasn't that one? Wasn't that one
Starship.
supposed to? Yeah, wasn't that one supposed to go out like 4 years ago? Well, let's go hand it over to Matthew. Oh no!
Oh,
I can
no,
hear him. No.
Your micro is not working.
Matt, your mic's off.
Technical difficulties. It always happens.
Sorry,
There we go.
guys, can you hear
there
me?
you go. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Also in crypto for the love of the game, I met Todd at Stanford and have been working in Web3 for about the last 10 years. My background is in law. Also worked with Charlie at a few different startups.
Amazing. And then let's go on, hand it over to Charlie to finish it off then.
Yeah, guys, how you doing? I'm also a co-founder. I'm CTO, I guess. I'm the heavyweight engineering side of stuff. Been in tech for 35 years. And was actually in blockchain like way before it was cool. I had $20 worth of Bitcoin in my cart sitting when it was at 5 cents. And then I decided it'd be better to buy a sandwich with that $20. Was kind of pissed off at the whole thing ever since. So this is like my revenge tour.
You know what? That makes sense. I think everyone's got a story about how they threw the bag away at some point.
Not uncommon, but
no, 100%. So you guys are from One Shot API. You know, I'll throw it out there. Whoever wants to take it, give us a small little intro on One Shot, and then we can take it from there.
Yeah, let's jump into it. Let's do a little screen share here. Maybe we can get some visuals up.
I love visuals. As an ADHD crazy man, visuals are what I need.
All right. So we are working on One Shot API. So One Shot API is a full stack Web3 infrastructure platform for agents and AI-driven development. So we are essentially a programmable relayer for the EVM ecosystem, and we have support. We have great support for the SKALE ecosystem. So whether you're working on like a consumer-facing product, like a traditional consumer-facing product, or agents and agentic payments, really at the end of the day, all of these different applications, you know, at a certain level, they're all relaying problems. And that's what One Shot API, that's the problem One Shot API solves well, is high throughput, reliable transaction relaying for essentially for gas abstraction. And let's just like take a look at the product. So, you know, it's this One Shot API is a developer focused product. So you come in here and you can provision server wallets for relaying transactions, you know. And so for instance, I could come in here and I could select a SKALE base wallet and deploy as many of those as I want, and use those wallets to relay transactions on the SKALE based network. A unique thing about our platform is that once you've got a server wallet, you connect the wallet to the methods it's allowed to call on the network that it's provisioned on. So you see these like different methods for, you know, stable coins and Uniswap pools on different networks. So if you're building, let's say you're building some new agentic application on SKALE network, and let's say the thing that you're building has some new on-chain smart contract protocol component to it. Well, you want other people to build applications on your smart contracts as well, so you can like grow the community and usage of your smart contract protocol. You can come into One Shot and create tool prompts for your smart contracts, your verified smart contracts that you put in your address here, pointed at the network. So for instance, I pointed at SKALE base, put in the address. It'll pull in the verified contract ABI, and then you can annotate it with essentially prompt fragments. Like, how do I use these functions? Like, here's what I did for gas zip, right? So then once I publish that, other product developers can come into One Shot API and say like, yeah, I want to use, you know, this smart contract. Let's add that into my smart contracts over here. Then when I connect One Shot API to my development environment, like Replit, off it, I've imported those functions that I want to use in my application or agent, and I tell the agent what I want, the coding agent, what I want to develop. It'll use the prompt annotations you've added on top of your smart contract to tell the coding environment how to use those smart contracts properly. That's a pretty unique feature. So like, the agent doesn't have to guess how to wire things up. You can actually instruct that and publish that directly on our platform. That's a unique feature.
A bit like, I would say, like a bit like a skill, right? Now we have like the cloud skill.
It's a skill. It's like a on-demand skill, and it can be injected straight through the MCP connection into whatever coding tool you're using.
That's pretty unique, yeah.
Yeah,
it's a good use case. Sorry. I was intriguing. Sorry.
Finish your thought. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was thinking out loud. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Just kind of other tour stuff here, right? So like as you're operating your product or your agent, we have a really nice transaction history feature where if you like your agent's making transactions autonomously, you can make it justify why it's doing the transactions. So like you can attach memos to the transactions and then search on the memo fields. Like if you're trying to figure out what's going on in your product or application while you're building it, that's all built in. And then let's say something goes haywire, you need to kill it. You revoke the API key, stops all the traffic. So if you've given the agent that you're building like a raw key itself and it starts going haywire, like you're SOL. Like you gotta get the key out of there. With one-shot API, you stop the API key, but all your funds and your wallets and stuff are safe. So
just a quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry, just to wrap around, just make sure I fully understood the flow. But what I understood is like basically you enable the automation of agents interacting with the blockchain, whatever the blockchain is, right? You give them a wallet, and they can just automate the process of like doing any sort of transaction, whatever it is.
Yes, and we're only scratching the surface of it. This is like the most rudimentary, crude version of what we've done with that.
Yeah,
we've got some stuff we can show you. We'll show you that that'll knock your socks off.
Nice.
Yeah. So the way to think about it, I think, is that one-shot is your transaction management relayer infra, like reliable transaction management infra. Doesn't matter if you're building a consumer product or you're building an agentic product, but you want that transaction relaying and like situational awareness of what's happening between your product and the chain. Like you want that to be solid, and you want to be able to know what's happening. One-shot API takes care of that for you. So like even if you're vibe coding slop, okay, you can be as sloppy as you want, but the core part of your app or agent that has to work, which is the transaction relaying, that's going to be solid. Like you don't have to worry about that. Kind of continuing on with the tour here, and it's relevant also for the SKALE ecosystem, is we have a consumer-facing one-shot pay stablecoin wallet. And Falcor, I heard you say earlier, like the test is my drunk grandmother should be able to use the things. We designed this stablecoin wallet for normies. So like it's super simple. It's like we tried to make it like using Venmo, right? Like we tried to make it as easy as using Venmo. We tried to hide all the crypto, like unless you're paying really close attention, you should not realize you're actually using crypto.
Yeah.
So you log in with the passkey, and I'll get to the SKALE aspect of this in a minute. But we've got these agentic wallets that can be injected. Like a normie can inject them into their favorite, like ChatGPT or Claude or whatever they're using. So you can inject tokenized money into whatever chat that you're using. So I'll just show you real quick.
You don't need to be running like a Claude bot or something like that. Like most of the crypto agentic frameworks require, that it, you're basically co-located with your keys and your funds are with the bot. We got past that.
Yeah, I get way too scared to use like a Claude bot or anything like that, man.
Yeah.
Like,
no, same.
What's critical about what we did here is like it's 100% non-custodial. We cannot yoink your funds. And number two, you can give a cryptographic budget to an agent. Like the agent cannot spend more than you allow it. So I can say like, look, don't spend more than $10 a day. Don't spend more than like $1,000 total. Don't bring my wallet below $150. And every time you make a call, like I don't want you to spend more than $1 in any place. And then when you create this budget, we're using under the hood delegations, like cryptographic delegation. But you notice I created that budget. There was no wallet pop up. There was no like showing you weird bytes and stuff to sign. All of that was handled within the app itself and relayed through one-shot API. And so then I can take this and I can say, well, add it to something. I'm just going to choose Replit because I got it set up here.
Yeah.
So it'll come here. You say test and save. authorize it. You might have multiple budgets, so you pick the budget you want, allow, and once it's injected, then you can start using it in your projects. For instance, I've got this little dummy X402 webhook, which, by the way, we support X402 facilitating on SKALE. But for instance, this guy here, take that URL and tell my agent.
We're doing this in N8N too. So we're actually unique and we support automation platforms. So we got Make, If This Then That, and N8N in particular. So you can code up your own crypto workflows here. But keep going. Sorry, Todd.
Yeah. Back over here. Projects, one-shot pay. There we go. So then you can tell your coding agent, hey, like use one-shot pay to pay for stuff and justify it. So then when it tells one-shot pay, hey, I need $1 to pay for this endpoint, it has to tell one-shot pay why it needs it, uses delegations to move funds out of the master account into a holding account so that even if the agent goes haywire or is abducted by the North Koreans, it cannot run off with more money than you've allowed it to spend in your set rate. Now, where SKALE comes into this, and see, there you go. There's your transaction. And if you look over here, like the workflow at your executions, there's the execution that we just ran. And by the way, you could set up your own workflows in N8N to run on SKALE Network using the one-shot API community node. Where we see this going, and we'd like to experiment with in the near future, this currently is running on Base Network, and we chose that because you can get zero fee onboarding, and that's important for normies. Like drunk grandma doesn't want to spend 3% to get money out of Wells Fargo into the wallet.
Yeah.
So I can onboard in here to zero fees, but I can still track these transactions on Base Network. If I wanted to, I can go and I can look at USDC on the Base scan, and I can see everywhere you're sending the money. Like, there's just no way around that. But SKALE's, there's a really nice bridge. People watching that, don't know this. There's a really nice bridging framework to move funds between Base and SKALE.
Yep.
SKALE supports shielded transactions. So this could easily become a private payment application with just a button that lets you bridge from Base to SKALE, where we can leverage the encrypted transactions that are implemented on SKALE. And I think that'd actually be a really high value add.
That's true. We are finalizing those implementations on SKALE, the engineering. I think it's targeted for the end of the month. And yeah, you are totally correct. It's true.
So here you see there's that dummy payment I just made. It had to justify why it was spending it. Tells you where it's spent to. So this is kind of a nice agentic wallet in that I don't have to install anything. It's just it's a web application. You just open it up, sign in with the passkey, and it'll work with whatever ChatGPT, Claude, Replit, whatever you're using. If you want to spend tokenized money, you don't have to install like iOS apps, right? You don't have to install another app, sync them across devices. It's pure web. And this is built on top of one-shot APIs. This is the kind of stuff that you can build if you're using one-shot API to build new products or agents. Like this is an example of the kind of Web 2 experience you can build with this relaying infrastructure.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think that most impresses me is just you can build so many things on top of one-shot API. It's not just one thing. Like when you were mentioning, when I asked that question about like the automation of AI agents interacting with the blockchain, I was thinking like we have a game that is using like AI agents inside the game, and basically they play for you, they pay for you, they play for you when you're not like active, but that probably requires a bit more like devs deeper in AI, in blockchain, all sorts
One
of
of our-
stuff. You just simplify all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, that was actually one of our target, ideas is that would benefit from this is games. Yeah, because we're basically turning Web3 programming into Web2 programming. Like we provide you with an API where you can abstract all this stuff away. But then, I've done a lot of game programming. So, if I wanted to have Unity be issuing me sword tokens, that you could trade in your marketplace, it's just like making an API call to anywhere else. And then we add the reliability layer on top of it. Like, I would love to see people doing, bringing back Web3 with gaming.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the path. I'm just saying that there's so much room to grow, right? And different usabilities, use cases for this. Yeah. I'll definitely. It's on my pipeline to test it. I'll probably test next week. This week is already a bit gap.
Yeah, you just struck near and dear to my heart was gaming. I'm like, yes, it's the gaming.
One thing I'll throw out there, we just got off an hour and a half ago. We just got off the MetaMask community call because we have a tight integration with their delegation toolkit, which basically lets you run transactions for users even when they're not online, while still remaining non-custodial. I'd love to see that get deployed on SKALE. It's not currently deployed on SKALE, but I'd love to work with the SKALE team to get the MetaMask wallet team to get the delegation framework deployed on SKALE.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's chat. We are always down for those sort of things. Absolutely.
Listen, guys, I know we're running a little bit over, so I just want to throw it out there. If you guys have, honestly, it all looks amazing. It looks incredible. Before we let you go, is there anything further you wanna say to the viewers? Where to follow you? What to check out?
Yeah, check us out at oneshotapi.com. That's the number 1 shotapi.com, and you can follow us on Twitter. That'd be great. Handle is at OneShotAPI.
Amazing.
Also, our YouTube channel. We have a nice YouTube channel. I do tutorials on how to build end-to-end apps, like fully working applications and Cursor, Replit, stuff like that. So, if you don't know how to get started, they're very beginner friendly. So check out our YouTube channel. Just search for OneShotAPI.
100%. Let's do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and showcasing the incredible power of OneShotAPI. We're super excited to continue seeing what you're building, and let's get those byte phase 2 conditional transactions in there with you.
Great. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having us.
Bye-bye.
Likewise. Thanks, guys.
Take care.
That was cool. I like that. I like that a lot. It was
that's like I said, I was just impressed. To be honest, I wasn't aware that they add so much. I really have them on my pipeline to go through, but yeah, amazing. They have all the infrastructure built, and you can build so many different stuffs around it. Because at the end of the day, it's just automation. If they have the automation all built, then you can just build whatever you want.
Yeah, no, 100%. Now we get to bring up a guy who has been with us forever and one of my favorite Web3 games I've ever had to play. Got to play. Lots of fun. We have Mr. Alex Scoresby from Pixudi. How you doing, man?
Can't hear you,
technical
Alex.
difficulties happens at least. No, it's still nothing, mate.
And now,
Yeah, we're good.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be co-founder, I was a little bit worried because I have a chance to be late, very late, but I'd rather as fast as I can to be on this call, and I'm very, very glad to be here. Yes, our journey with Scale. So Big Studio. So first of all, Scale is, I think, the top first of all our chains in the game. And I think because right now many chains that we have integrated previously after Scale and so on, just as a part of our like multi-chain idea, they become not so very active. That's why I can say that right now Scale is top one chain in our game, and maybe it will be like exclusive chain for Big Studio a little bit later, even because right now we have only 3 very active chains that are like are good, and Scale is on top of them. And I think that our journey with Scale is about already 2 years, maybe, or I don't know. Big Studio had been launched in 2020. In 2023, so but it's about 2 or 3
Yeah.
years already.
Yeah, I think you guys deployed on Scale my first months on Scale, so almost 2.5 years, I would say. Because I remember testing the game when it was launched on Calypso. Anyway.
Yeah. And I can really say after all these years that because when we have integrated Scale, this concept of gas-free transaction, it was something different from other chains, and that's why it was interesting. But on the other hand, it seems like, will it work? And finally, I'm very glad that it works, and I'm very glad because when I see game products, and especially for gaming, maybe when you like launching like something like Polymarket or any other DeFi product, paying gas can be okay. But when we're talking about the games, gamers, they don't want to pay to play. They are ready to pay subscription. They are ready to pay, I don't know, once before to download the game. They are ready to maybe buy some items, but they are not ready to pay for playing, just for playing. I don't know, to make a step.
There's this massive conversation that's been going on for years on DLC, right? Which is, I've paid for a game. Why do I have to pay extra for items not in the game, right? And then if you try add on to that, let's play a hypothetical, right? Of opening, let's say chess. Let's just use chess because I think it'll be the easiest example. Every move in chess costs you 1 cent, right? Gamers aren't going to play that game.
Yeah, I think even if it's like 0.0001, a lot of times I'm not sure if it's about the money. It's like the effort to get the money to the game, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm playing a simple game. I don't want to have the trouble to pay for things. That's why when you have a game, like I don't know the percentage, but the percentage of players that do in-app purchase are just a small percentage. The others are just like watch ads or whatever. But yeah.
Because this paying concept in games, especially in Web3, it's very sometimes difficult because during this 3 or 4 years when we have launched the game, I have seen a lot of games, but right now they are not exist, and because of that, because many of them, when they launch the game, they are trying to push it with something like, okay, we have some tokenomics, we have token, but usually token dumps because it's Web3, and here it's because token is very dependable on the market, on Bitcoin, Ethereum. That's why it's very hard to push. And by the way, it's the reason why we haven't launched the token,
Yeah.
because utility of this token will be minimal. It will be like we have. I will show it later in the demo. We have our own in-game currency, like in-gems and shards, but all of them are off-chain. And the reason why we haven't made them on-chain because it won't help the gameplay. But when we have when we have started to discover more about AI in Scale and all this payment payment solution with AI agents, that's something that can be integrated and can be very interesting in our game. Because token just for token is not very useful, but when you have some virtual currency that can be used for different things in the game, in this case, and you are not dependent on price of this token. In this case, it can be like it can be interesting.
I would recommend checking One Shot API, the guys that just came before you.
Yes, we already that's already, and we have already started some integration in our
Cool.
game, which is
Perfect.
Well,
That's great.
why don't you pull up the demo and we can take a look?
Yes. So I think last time I have shown the game. Okay, share the screen. Let me window. Okay, I will share this window. Just
There we go.
just no. Everything is okay. I will just make this share screen window. Yeah. So this is Pixudium. We have launched the game about 2-3 years ago, and since then we have done a lot of stuff, and we are fully scale integrated, and we have like the main idea of what we're doing here is to transfer traditional experience of playing board games into Web3, into Scale, and we have started with very simple implementation of the board game, and since then we have improved it a lot. So right now we have different boards. For example, I will quickly demonstrate you the board that we have different boards. We have different effects, events, a lot of stuff in the game. Right now we have several boards, and also we have started our initiative with AI board. I think I will be able to show this initiative. Oh, this game has been ended later. But the main idea of AI board will be that you will be able to create your own board based on tile sets that we have in the game. We have in the game and on different boards. For example, when you are creating, you can choose like different boards, and that's like allow you to. Okay, let me show you first, like about something about the profile and battle pass. So in the game, you can have a character, and you can upgrade this character like in any traditional game. It means that you can change equipment of your character, and it will become like more powerful. It will have much better characteristic for duels. You will be some bonuses when you roll the dice and so on. That's why we have like items for the character. Also, we have the level of the character. You have the level of your profile. And also we have traditional mechanic that you can see in Fortnite or maybe in other games like battle pass. In battle pass, so in battle pass there are items that you will be able to claim with battle pass only and without battle pass too. Like for example, I have battle pass and I can like claim any item that I see here. Also, every season, every 3 months, we are preparing some updates, and some updates of the items, and more important, some like main reward. All these items are stored in chain and on scale, especially because scale chain is our main chain for storing any on-chain items in the game only. We're not storing it on any other chain, and like scale is like the main chain in the game. So we have a lot of different activities. We have like special shop where you can buy different items to make your character much powerful, and also you can easily like buy our off-chain currency using standard scale tokens and some other tokens. But right now we can share that we have more than like I can share that more than 3K users buy in-gems, and then they buy some items in the shop using only Scale token and in Europe, in Scale Europa.
Mhm.
I don't know why, especially in Europa, but maybe some users got some drops. I don't know, but they are using this token often, and it's like I think that is like the most using token in our shop. So right now, this is Big Study. You can easily like game with the wonderful Scale Calypso chain, because Big Study is based only on Scale Calypso, wonderful Scale Calypso chain, and you can create the game, or you can you can join the game. It's very easy. And right now, Big Study it's the game, but we also launching several initiatives. So first initiative is our own gaming AI accelerator, which will be strongly connected with latest AI advantages in Scale. Um, we are launching the landing page for this accelerator in on the next week, on Wednesday. On the next Wednesday, this gaming AI accelerator will be launched, and it will be combined with Exhibit Accelerator to help gaming products, uh, like and AI products built on Scale chain, especially. And regarding the gaming, we will help them both in off-chain and on-chain. But regarding AI, we will help especially regarding Scale AI activities. Right now, also, we are developing our own engine based on open source models to generate AI game tutors, which will help to play which will help user to know more about the game. And also, right now, we are experimenting with AI engines which are playing the game. Yes, in some games, users will be able to play not only with real users, but with AI engines who have algorithm and playing will play, will decide where we should they move, and so on, and all this stuff. I mean, especially AI stuff. Right now, we are fully based it, especially on Scale right now. For
That's
example,
awesome. Yeah.
for example, I don't remember this user developed its AI agent who are playing every day with players. And right now we are experimenting fully with this model on Scale Chain and the engine that you have mentioned before. All of this we are experimenting right now, something we are building from scratch. And yep, next week we will launch our website, hope in partnership with Scale, to help projects which wanted to build in AI and gaming to build something. And also we will try to share with them our experience, because right now we have many years experience in building and in project management, because it's one of the most complex part. It can be one of the most complex part too, to build the team, to know what, to build the clear roadmap where you can be able to build your project without many nerves. And that's what we are working right now, because after building, one of my personal idea is to help other people to build something, and especially to push them, because in my life I have met a lot of persons, a lot of wonderful persons who have they have brains, good brains. They have good brains. They can build, but sometimes they are afraid. I mean, what if it won't be, what if it won't be work, or if everyone won't like it. And I often met this problem. That's why our main idea will be to help people build. Yes.
Yeah, that's super awesome. Yeah, and we'll chat async about your plans with AI on Scale, because yeah, we have different, because the industry is so energetic and alive right now. We have different partners and different tools, like you saw, One Shot API, that may help you there and to create some synergies. Yeah, so we'll chat about it.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Alex, we really appreciate you, coming in, showing us what you're building. Pixudi's been one of the, those projects that have been with us since the beginning. At least the beginning of my time. And
Sure.
it's super exciting to continue seeing what you're doing, man. Before we wrap things up, anything further you want to say?
I think I have shared um, the most important thing that we're working right now on. But I wanna wish everyone who, for any reason, will check this video, will check these interviews and so on, to not to stop building and try to optimize your workflow using AI tools, because you cannot trust AI at all. It's I think it's very clear, but you can delegate some routine, and it will really can help you to optimize your workflow. For example, again, we are fully in it right now. Even we are working on special. I think it's the topic for another interview, but
Yeah.
so it will be like Afternowa Capital. It will be special DAO framework based on Scale AI. That's something that's working on it right now. And the main idea of this framework to have different agents for different tasks in your company workflow or in your special group workflow and so on. We call it Autonowa Capital DAO, and that's something that will be announced again later too. That's why I wanna wish everyone not to stop building, and if you feel tired or something like this, it's okay. I mean, it's always okay, because building something is very, it's not only about your experience and how good are you, but it's a lot about your it's a psychology work. It's a big psychology work, which you which you can do only with yourself. And that's fine. I want to wish everyone successful building on Scale.
Yeah, amazing. Thanks, Alex. We really appreciate it. You know, thanks so much for taking your time, and 100%. Yeah, let's bring you back in the future to talk more.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Bye.
Terminal, another successful developer showcase.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, I like that you said it was going to be shorter. But yeah.
Yeah, I lied.
Yeah, you lie. You lie. Yeah.
I'm a liar. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for another episode of the SKALE Developer Showcase. We will be back. Ooh, double B words are hard. We will be back same time in 2 weeks. So 14 days from now, join us for another extravaganza as we take a look at some of the incredible projects building on the SKALE network. Guys, thank you, and we'll see you again then. Bye.
Bye.